the world feels the effect of itself. There's no true secrets in reality. There's just ignorance to go along with our existence. You know, this blissful nuance of being completely convinced by our own disguise, I guess. Other countries see it. Some of them don't know why. Why has America done what it's done, and been what it's been, and doing what it's doing? Why? It is the American people, while at the same time it's not the American people, because what the reason of it, it's not the reason that this is what's happening, but it is the reason that it's able to happen. So it's the reason it's happening. It's that the people don't know what's going on. That's it. They don't know the truth about what's going on. They do know the made up stuff that's not really going on, because that stuff is plugged into the thing that we all pick up and read. You know, we share the same fake news, and we believe things too. You know, okay, this is random, and I'm not saying that that this isn't real, but the summer solstice just happened. I just saw it on my phone. That's it. I just saw it on my phone. I was seeing it a lot. Summer solstice. Seemed like other people I knew that it was. And also I'm seeing the strangers out there in the world, the different ways you get news, whether it be in a meme or on the actual news itself, or anywhere in between. You know, you watch something and somebody's saying something, or you're seeing someone somewhere doing something, and that's how you learn that thing. And instead of taking it as words you heard or a thing you read, you take it as what it says. It's like if I posted on Facebook that I spilled my cereal this morning, and I didn't have cereal this morning, a lot of people aren't going to think that I posted a lie on Facebook. A lot of people are going to think that I spilled my cereal this morning. What cereal? They move on in their life with a fraction of becoming this delusion. Yeah, it's an interesting thing, and it works in good ways too. You know, people can heal themselves with this oxymoronic power of the cosmic, I don't know, alignment, placement, spirit. Where you are, when you are, you can heal yourself. The trick is to believe it. And believing it is not something that you can choose to do. You know, you can't be like, oh shoot, this isn't going to work if I don't believe it. Okay, let me believe it. It's like when you tell a kid to apologize, and then they do, and then you say, do it again, but mean it. This is going to be worse the next time, not better. You know, you got to break through, it's got to be real. You know, it is what it is, only if it is. Imagine. Okay, so that's the thing. I mean, we're just flooded with shit that's not real and didn't happen, or isn't happening, or doesn't matter. And, you know, we just immediately absorb it, you know. We absorb it and we mirror these things, unless it, you know, somehow radically disproves our disposition. We'll either put it in the it's with us or against us category. And it's sort of way in your mind, and the us is you and the people you imagine are on your side. That every other human being is an individual. Every other human being is an individual. Each one has the power to do whatever they want. They could stop doing whatever they're doing right now, or at any moment they decide. They could just stop. if they have self-control. And that's a crazy thing, right? Any one of us could decide to lay down, sit down, stand up, jump, stand on our hands, hold our breath, breathe real fast, scream, walk, close your eyes, walk backwards, do cartwheels, stand in people's way, stand in the road. Anyone could do whatever they want. Roll down a hill, run down a hill, climb a tree, jump across a ditch, dig a ditch, fill it back up, fill up other people's ditches. I know these are random examples, but there's a trillion things that people find themselves doing, and a lot of it is utterly pointless. And I'm not saying that everything that is pointless is bad. I don't believe that at all. I'm not saying that at all. I wouldn't say that, because that's not true. Not all pointless things are bad. Things don't have to be a point to be okay or good. But people are doing bad things. I cannot tell you why they want that. Fear. I'm not even going to try, because I don't know the truth about why they want that. I don't know if it's how they felt about their dad or their mom, or guilt about something, or what's the word when, I don't know, what's the word? Traumatized and emotionally mad about it. Is there one word for that? You know, the Batman effect, anger, the Zuko. Anyways, no idea. And I don't know really. Who the fuck cares? Or what matters about that? The fact is that it is what it is, and that ain't good. Not everywhere. I mean, there is good everywhere, yes, but that's because of the good, and thank fucking goodness, you know. I love the good. I'm glad there's good in the hearts and minds of everywhere. That is great. But it does not change the facts. The facts of the cages that surround most of the world, you know. Yes, there are free people, but they're all, you know, aware of their boundaries. Free people aren't, you know, people who are rich and make their own schedule and get to travel the world with their passports and shit. That's not free. Especially if you can see it. If you can see it, it's for show. You know, not that that's terrible, but it depends why it's for show. It depends why it's for show. My shitty show that I show the world, I've never cut the world. Okay, I guess I have, but I'm not completely cut off from the world. I don't spend my time with a lot of people, not too many at least. Not comparatively the fucking immersions I've been a part of before, but with my life and the show that I put on for the world, it's for the people that care about me. That's it. And it's not like to be impressive or sell anything. It really is just because I miss people. I do, and I don't know what everybody's up to. And I just hope that they're okay. And I think a lot of times what kind of instigates the ability to easily fall into the wave, thinking that it's cool to go with every flow. It's really not. Going with the flow isn't good in generality. You know, I mean, it just depends. You know, make sure you can see. I'm watching a raccoon right now. He's coming towards me. Hey, buddy. So, how's it gonna be? Hey, buddy. Turn on motion light. Maybe. I was talking about. America. Anyways, I saw a video of a guy who's lived from and lives in another country. I don't know which one. Somewhere in the Middle East. And he just uploads videos. He didn't used to be popular. I guess maybe he's kind of popular now. Not really popular, like big time, whatever, but yeah, anyway, so his channel gets some traffic now, so I guess he uploads more, and people do that. That's not what I'm bringing it up to talk about, whatever about that. Yeah, maybe you share yours like I used to, just like for updates. And I'm funny, I'm funny. That's not something I try to be. It just happens all the time, okay, well, therapists maybe tell me that my humor is a deflection. I have no idea, and I'm never gonna know. Because it is what it is. Time goes by, we don't unpack everything always. And we don't use everything in our house all at once. It is what it is, If you lighten the mood, good. You make someone really happy, good. Oh, the thing that was what made that happen is because of something bad that, you haven't mentally, emotionally dealt with. How do you know I haven't mentally, emotionally dealt with it? Who's to say that becoming funny isn't the solution to, like a trauma in your past that there's no way to rectify? What are you supposed to do about that? If you develop like insanely, just amazing, delicate cooking skills with passion out of some internalized childhood trauma, cool. I'd say you did good with it, because that cooking can make people really happy. Yes, cooking is caring. I think it's funny that way back when there was only a few ways to accidentally kill somebody. Only a few. I guess accidentally shooting somebody if you don't know it's a person or something or whatever. There's circumstances. Somebody could accidentally shoot somebody out in the woods or whatnot, if they think, if they're hunting, or if they're think they're in danger, and it's just a person who is hunting or something. You never know, because sometimes when two things are on guard, there's only, you never really know how it's going to go if they perceive each other or whatnot. And that's how it is sometimes, walking in the woods. Yeah, you're open to experiences. When you're walking in the woods and you're having your nature therapy, and it doesn't really end, it just goes on, and it becomes like your internal roommate and your friend. And it's like, what's for breakfast, it's okay with boredom, it's okay with transition, it goes throughout with you. Nature was just there, it never stopped, I didn't get out of it, and it didn't leave me. It was endless, really. When you slow your life down to being on your feet, in your body, you, like this lady said in a video earlier, you, the person who shits, not just like who you think you are and who you are to other people, but the real you, like the one who shits, and we all shit. Yeah. Anyways, what was I even fucking just saying before I remember that? I don't remember. Oh yeah, being out in the woods, living in there, walking. It was like it was endless. It could go on forever. And I went slower than most of the hikers I met, open to meeting people and having open experiences with whatever you meet, animals, people, fucking forks in the road. You have an intimate time with the forks in the road. Sometimes fly right through them, just go. But don't always do that. Not to me either, at least. I'm sure some people have. I don't know if that was good for them. Some people stop and just break down at every fork in the road, but sometimes I just like to stop and spend some time at the fork in the road and just forget about it. Forget about it for a while. Don't think about where to go, what to decide. Just stop here for a minute and set up camp and take a hike and enjoy that fork in the road. As good or bad, whatever just passed is about to be forever gone. And yeah, moving on. So whether you enjoyed it or whether it hurt you, you have to celebrate it. You know, you don't have to commemorate the detailed memories. Commemorate your life. That, you know, it could have ended at any one of those days, any one of those feet you walked, any step you took. It could have ended. It could have been over. And it didn't. It wasn't. And you get to go on to something new now. That is something to holiday about, just for yourself. That's what I don't like holidays. I'm not gonna get on a long spiel about it, but there's no holiday I like, and just the whole thing. I probably would if we didn't do it the way we do, but we do it the way we do, and it's just kind of like similar to the whole reason this rant even started. The way that we don't really know what's going on, the ripples, the effects of what we do, and the fact that what we do is based on what we think, which is all based on pretty much bullshit. And, you know, like, it's nuts, you know, it's all made up, and we just, like, go along like we have to. We go along with it like it's true. We make ourselves believe. No, we don't make ourselves believe, we just do, you know. And I can't tell you what to do to stop believing. You know, for me, one day I just stopped. I could, maybe it did happen at a certain day. Maybe I could speculate on what event triggered it. I don't know. A lot of things. I'd just be talking about myself and my past. All that shit happened, and then it happened, and it doesn't matter, because I don't feel different or the same. I do feel like I know my name. I don't know who knows it, and I don't care who knows it. I really do know me. And a part of me is always been and always gonna be not knowing it all, and still being a little bit of a stranger. But a stranger who's there, not a stranger a million miles away. A stranger who's right there. So as long as there's peace, you know. It's just like the thing about you don't use everything in your house. What if, like, you move into a house that, or okay, I don't know, say you go forward in time to right after you died. Like, from right where you're at, you just get to, you know, take a ticket, you get to take a pill before you go to sleep, and when you go to sleep, you'll transport to Earth, the general location of where you would be right after you die. So if you die when you're like 97 and you're, you know, 30 right now, 97 did I say? 97. You'd go way in the future, and you wouldn't be there. You just died, so you can't get a good look at your old self. Maybe you can see pictures, I don't know, but imagine that, right? So for however long you're there, you're moving into your own house. You know, it's like a vacation. You don't have to hide, or, you know, there's nothing you've got to do, and there's really not much you can do. You're just You can just kind of be there. There's not too much you could do here, now, and ever at all, you know. The things that you can do are all outgrowths of much more micro actions. What you're thinking and what you're believing and what that's leading to you doing, and that sorts of things. Also, knowledge is very important in the considering of what you can do. You can go with the flow and do everything on accident, and I've found that to be a safe way to go. Safe, not painless, but you may survive it and have a good time doing it, and have just as much of a beautiful nothing to show for it. Truly. I'm not concerned with whether I'm doing it or not, consciously living, because things suck me in. That's all I know. The me who lives now, oh, I didn't finish. So you move into your house, but it's like in the future. You've lived there for way longer. So in a way, there's more there in that house that you know about. And it's there, and you're there with it, and you still haven't laid eyes on it. You haven't used it. You don't know where it's from. You don't know that it's there. You don't know what you feel about it yet. What you felt about it. You know, the older dead you. What it meant to them. To you. Time's a funny thing. It only exists because you exist. And I guess in this dimension, time is how life processes itself. It's got to kill things. Why? Death started to really make sense to me, what it felt like it did a long time ago, and it's just slowly made more and more sense. I spent so much time thinking about death and life. So much time in my life I've just been thinking about death and life and the ways that are feeling like dots connected. Yeah, sure. Written on the inside of a paper bag on my head. I've never known anything. But things happen. I don't know shit about music, but I can play the damn thing. It's beautiful, I don't really know about food, but it's delicious. When I make myself something to eat, it's delicious. I never suffer food. I do enjoy being hungry. I enjoy not eating. But that just makes eating so much more savory. Oh, I'm not gonna act like I'm healthy right now. But Jesus, I talk about too many different things. So yeah, there's shit in your house that you don't know about, and that's kind of like what it is, being you. It's like always like that, being you, because you aren't just a collection of your past. And are you really justified to what you're doing in this split second? I don't even really believe that about the here and now, because it's undefinable. If the test was, okay, you're going to be tested on a very split second of your life, nothing happened. Even if you're in the middle of doing something, if you only slice out a split second, as it's passing, you just split second, let's pull that scene. What are you doing? Nothing. Because an action takes longer than a split second. So, if you forget about your past, forget about your future, think about the here and now. You're no different than these guys. You're like the person who's voting independent. Useless. No different. It's just like throwing your vote in the trash. And that's just that. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? America, though, man, we have, and I'm not just talking about America as a country, but imagine if another country was doing what we're doing and they were all ignorant to what was really going on. So you would be opposed to side with your connection to their ignorant benevolence of their heart, or a sense of justice and accountability. But it's like, is it their fault? Is it their fault? Are they to blame? Who else is to blame? Our leaders? Okay, point those fuckers out, because who knows them? No one knows them. It sure isn't the fucking people that politically parade as our leaders. Those people are just paid actors. And I don't mean like theater actors. A lot of fucking people are actors. If their job is to do nothing, that's an actor. And acting is just like, you know, you're a mannequin. Stand here, do this. That's just like sports. What the fuck? People get obsessed with sports. The numbers. It becomes like not just a spectacle, but this overwhelming philosophical tradition of you know, it's like the foundation of our being. But no, it's not. You like, it's crazy. So the sport doer, right? What they call the athlete, is just trained to do these exact things. The only reason it seems like something to do is because it's competitive. It doesn't seem like slavery because it's competitive. That means it's challenging. That means that some people are either really good or really wanting to compete and prove their worth and their goodness. Some people work really hard, and some people are naturally gifted. And they compete and weed out to get to the best of the best as year goes on, from a little kid to middle schooler to high schooler to college, basketball, baseball, football, fucking whatever, volleyball, you know, college, the fucking professionals. Boom, you can, and there is the dream. There's the fucking dream. Now there is a camaraderie, ancestrally, with sports, but it's been just prostituted into a way of continuing to embezzle and launder money from the taxpayer to the pirates. And I don't even understand why. It's like, where does the IRS and the Federal Reserve really stand? It's like, why are there regulations if they can do whatever they want, you know? And it's they can't, they're not holding themselves or each other accountable. I don't even fucking understand any of this stupid shit. But I just can't help but see when I see someone just staring at sports and listening to it loudly, crowded, screaming, number after number, don't know what the fuck it means. Bottom of the 12th and the 19th and the 12th, and this guy, he's number 18. Last week he hit a 409 and a 510 8. You know, back in 2014, you know, 10 of those little fellas, they freaking went over to this place to play on the number 2 stadium with 16 on the pay down, and what the fuck are you guys fucking talking about? And the viewer is like thinking, oh yeah, I know what they mean, I'm smart. I know what they mean, I'm smart. Yeah, I know what they mean, I'm smart. Fucking just like trying to prove to themselves that they are not a dumb idiot who can't do anything. It's really super subconscious. It sticks with you well into your old age if you never sober up from that stupid shit. I got sober from all that stupid shit. Is somebody gonna convince me someday that just being outside in the woods and breathing is somehow controlling my mind. Maybe, honestly. I mean, if it's true, then I hope one day I'll see it, right? I don't want to be ignorant. I mean, I guess I don't really mind being ignorant. Who really minds being ignorant? They don't. They're ignorant. You know? I mean, maybe you're remorseful of your ignorant self, but maybe not. Who cares? So, people, it's hard to know what's going on. I didn't start this video to talk about what's going on. It's just the fact that, and I'm not even entirely sure if it is America. America is a weapon and a destroyer and a dictator. And we're not the only weapons and dictators in the world. The UN is fucked up. The UN is absolutely fucked up. Everybody in the world knows Russia's fucked up. I don't know if that's true. I'm just gonna say that, you know, if you listen to a little bit of all of the people's bullshit, you know, like, and just think that, hey, maybe, just maybe, at least one or two of these people are telling the truth. So it depends. Sometimes the whole world, except for one, stories coincide. It's like, oh, the whole world agrees on this thing about what they think about this guy. But this guy says something totally different. Sometimes the world is right and the guy's lying. Sometimes the world is lying and the guy is right. How do you know the difference? Well, you won't even have the chance to know the difference if you don't look or think. That is what I wanted to say. I don't know what's going on, and the only way I can stop what's going on is by not being a part of doing it. That's it. And if I'm given the chance to stop something I see, it is my duty to do it. I mean, I really don't know how to shut down things as they are, but everybody plays along. So everybody should stop playing along. Why does everybody hate the DMV so much? Is it really because of the line, or is it because you have no control over your life? You're worse than a child. You're worse than a child. You're worse than cattle. You have to pay. You have to pay. You're not just a slave to your job. We don't even know we're slaves because we relish in the perks, which is just little chemical pleasures somewhere in our day, maybe. Like when we're scrolling or watching TV or getting high. I like to get high. I do. I've liked to get high for a very long time now. I haven't stopped liking to get high ever since I started getting high. Yeah, I've been in and out of a lot of different things. I've started and quit a lot of things, right? Because there's a lot of things I don't do anymore. I don't drink anymore. I don't do acid. I don't even do mushrooms anymore. I don't do Molly or ecstasy. I definitely don't do coke. And I've never really done anything else. Just a shit ton of mushrooms and acid and a good bit of Molly and a little ecstasy and a little bit of coke. But it was very obvious, you know, with the relationship I have with my senses, which is a good one. You know, me and my senses have a well-established marriage. We started off frolicking in the fields, living it up, laughing, loving each other fully, I praised my senses. I didn't even know I was doing it, and I sure as hell didn't know what the effects were going to be. But years later, and I'm not old, I'm 31, that's a great age. I think I'm in it. What the hell is an age? I don't know. Just this tall. It don't matter. What the fuck is the difference between 31 and 51? The only difference is what you're doing. Now, I don't understand death as well as I used to think I did, because I help my grandpa all the time, right? And he's not dead. He's not dying. Maybe he's dying, but he's not dead. Every day he wakes up again, and he can't use his body no more. He thinks that he can, but his mind is gone. And pretty much of my awake life, I've known the same thing everyone else has known. That's just what happens when you get old. You start to lose control of your body. You start to lose your mind. Everybody knows that that's what happens when you get old. If you see an old person and it seems like they're losing their mind, you think or say, hey, yeah, that happens, that's just life. It's gonna happen to everybody, And I thought I was being sweet when I used to talk like that all that time. Very relative and what I felt was maybe comforting. And I'm sure it was, because people all think the same shit, It's like, if I didn't have this new thought ever in my life, I would, and made it to old age, thinking the way that I thought and the way everyone sees that, then I wouldn't have noticed it any different. I thought, this is just what getting old is like. But why? Why did the body that was working fine, why did it stop? Why did it stop? Is it because of disease? Because he keeps getting these things, mostly UTIs. He's had a handful of them. Every time it seems like he's dying. And you take him to the hospital, they check him out, and you say, oh, he's got a UTI. Give him antibiotics. He takes antibiotics, and then he seems, it's like he's going back in time a tiny bit. Going back in time a tiny bit. He still can't really use his body too much, but he's a little more aware. And he's feeling better. He's not shitting all over himself. He can say, hey, I gotta go to the bathroom. But when he's gearing towards a fucking urinary tract infection, it's like his mind is gone. And I've noticed that a shit can trigger it. He'll be like, hey, get out of here.